Good evening. Here we are, ready to start. I'm Know Nothing Attorney. I know nothing, so you can too. Because it's only in embracing that we know nothing that we can actually learn anything. And we are always learning here. Tonight we're planning on making some more video content. Try and make something out of our debates so we can start circulating ourselves as a debate channel. Ow. I also want to make something that shows, how do I want to put it? Choose your difficulty, contentious debate, or pleasant conversation. Maybe we can do something with that. I had another couple of slides that I wanted to add. I wanted, in case anybody wanted to debate the subject, but Earth is a globe. I think I can handle that one just fine. I don't want that, Canva, thank you. I had another one that I wanted to do. I'm trying to remember what it was. If I think about it hard enough, it'll come to me. Huh. Well, hopefully it'll come back to me. I can't remember right now. It's unfortunate. It wasn't that Trump is a threat to science. That's true. It wasn't about unlawful orders. Well, I'll just save that one for later. There's too much stuff in the news all the time. Fire was a falsehood, you know. Oh, I remember what it was. Hey, of course, as soon as you stop working on it, that's when it comes up. Let's go ahead and switch over to the random work page. All right. Oh, okay, not real person. It's about Pages 51 and 52. Download. Then we'll move them over to our project slides. You're in trouble. What is this? PDF reader? Didn't want that. Bum, 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 bum. What is this? Did I download it as a PDF? I didn't want to download it as a PDF. Ow. PNGs, please. Can't wait to get back to working on the Article 5 stuff. But I have to get the engine up and running for the channel. Let's go ahead and move those over. Okay, so we've got the new slides added. I do want to add different cool little looking I want this. Trash. 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 Okay, text. Add text box. Ew, it's ugly. What? Oh my god. What does the political right have left to offer? Trump has been overwhelming that harm. My nose is so irritated right now. Oh, that's pretty good. Can't bold it. Okay. Just call it debate. What are you doing? I didn't do that. Oh my gosh. All right. Download. Download as a PNG. Just this page. Download. Not sure how that's gonna fit, but we'll see. Okay, we got ourselves PNG. Put it with the know nothing stuff. Just want to delete it. Just delete it. Here's delete, remove. Don't need that. Don't need, well, what is this? It's not anything? Okay. Doing some cleanup stuff. Everyone loves cleanup. Stream team window. Oh, nope. Not sure how desktop audio is a thing right now. Huh. let's do window capture. No, image. Debate. Chat. Box. Hey. It's gonna be so big if I move it all the way. Hey, stop it. Stop. See it. Now I'm too far off screen. Okay. Can this have a border? No border. I think that's good enough. Okay. Nice. Now let's make some content. I want to videos, downloads. Did I download that video? That was 2 nights ago. Or last night? 2 nights ago. Let's minimize these while we're not using them. So I need a YouTube downloader. That's fine for now. Aliana on the new phone. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Ça va? I'll be back to work here in just... Bien. I'll be back in a moment. I don't know if you are a primary French speaker, but this is a English-speaking channel. I don't remember that much of my French from college, unfortunately. But I'll be I'll be back to working here in just a second. I got a date tomorrow. I got a text back. Okay. Oh, well, thank you very much. I think that means that you're an English speaker, but you're just preferring to speak French. Okay. Nope, don't need that. I need to download that video. Oh, I should say what we're doing. Don't suppose you got anything you want to debate, Aliana? Or discuss. You can discuss whatever you want to. I'm just happy to have the company while I'm working. That's not what I want. I needed to add... that. I could shrink a little bit more. Yeah. Nope. Cool. You're not sure what you want. Well, I'm here for whatever it is. You want to talk about I don't know. Books? You can talk books. You want to talk Stranger Things Season 5? We can talk Stranger Things Season 5. Can I ask if you're American, Aliana? Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Aliana? I don't know why I would assume it'd be an ah sound. Well, that's going to take a while to download. What do we do in the meantime? I guess we can find timestamps. It's funny, my first debate was with a Canadian who was a self-defined Nazi. That was exciting. Okay, but I don't want to... What's up, Lore?
Not much.
I'm streaming.
I'm finishing a book.
Cool. I want the Twitch VOD is what I want. Because I'm going to need... not just a National Socialist, a Nazi. Because after we clarified that they were a socialist who just wanted benefits for their citizens, I said, why do you call yourself a Nazi then? Because that has other things associated with it. You could just say you're a National Socialist. And I eventually got them to say, well, I don't really like the Jews. I was like, that's kind of burying the lead, isn't it? Anti-fascist anarchist. Ah, so you want no government. I know it is, but you can call yourself a National Socialist without calling yourself a Nazi, because Nazi has a lot of things associated with it, and that aren't necessarily National Socialist things. Not a fan of government. Well, I am a fan of government here, because all government is people sharing their power to make something better than what they could have without it. I think without government, people would not be very safe. A why death no state, for one. And as he pointed out specifically, hatred of the Jewish people, which he shared in common with the Nazi Party. No, I don't want dashboard. I want the actual channel. Okay. We want 2 days ago, right? Yeah, there it is. Bring that up. So let's quiet the music. Not technically. I was talking to a far right person the other day, and their idea of the How did they put it? The nationalism that they wanted was American citizens as they currently are and reject all else. So technically, that wouldn't have to be an ethno-state. Oh, right. This video is twice as long. Ah, here he comes. Okay. I need... line this all up now. This sucks. There we go. I mean, technically, when you get down to it, it's like socialism that with nationalism involved. I mean, nationalism usually involves an ethnic group, but it doesn't have to, I guess. Okay, I need the other one now. And I mean, even as the Nazi put it to me, his arguments never involved white people. It was always just the national borders. So it's not to say that he didn't want a white ethno-state. It's just that was not what his arguments were based on. And it kind of gets rid of the bad faith when you push somebody on it, too. To be like, well, you're calling yourself a National Socialist. You're telling me you want socialism and you want it confined to people within your borders. So why are you choosing the word Nazi? And that really pushes them to either just claim National Socialist or be forthcoming with the nastier parts of the ideology. And even still, the text I put up didn't ask you to feel sorry for her. It doesn't change the fact that it was executive overreach. Okay, back it up. Back it up. Assume you mean that it's false. Okay, so at a minute... Any piece of paper. Oh, sure, no problem. Always happy to discuss whatever. I know that I have a lot of knowledge that a lot of other people don't have a hold of. Up? I don't know, which is not a brag. It's just that I've had the opportunity to learn things, and my profession doesn't teach people very well the aspects of it that random people should know. Also, I'm not a Democrat. Not that National Socialism has anything to do with law, but there are a lot of aspects of law that I feel like my profession should do a better job teaching in the Discord regular chat, people. You're welcome to tell me why I'm wrong. And I don't have a pen. Ah, right there. I agree. No, I do not invest in silver. I don't invest in anything, unfortunately. I've been spending the past few years paying off a lot of debt, partly incurred by living through law school and partly through giving the ex-wife whatever she wanted in the divorce. Takes a bit of financial recovery time, and I am just now getting my feet under me. So hopefully I'll start investing soon, but haven't started yet. If the applause is for the divorce, thank you. It was very exciting. I shouldn't be that vocal with Laura around. Thank you. You heading out? Okay, I think it was back at like 111 they came in. Assume you mean 110. No, 111. What's up? I don't know how to pronounce that. Ixnuf. Propaganda. By propaganda, I assume you mean that it's false. Also, I'm not a Democrat. I would like some... I've had 3 debates so far, and this was the shortest one, and it was, I think, pretty funny. Why I'm wrong. That's why I'm making short content out of it. Right now I'm time stamping, so it's just gonna be me watching the video. Who is Jonathan Swift? They just come in and say hello and they don't say anything else. What have I got? What have I got? I think I can speed this up, right? Need to. I mean, he's very chill. The most chill. Just a high. X and F, where you at? Hope you didn't run. Well, they didn't work because people weren't educated. I'm here to educate people. Would you like to come be educated? So chill. Where do I want to put this? Threat to justice. That's fine. What does that emote mean? You've got multiple. You've got so many cat emotes. Is it because you're in the Shah? For there to be somebody else who speaks French, like it's amusing to me when people say "What's up, chat?" and I'm just like, that you could say that a different way and just be talking to a cat. Text that says it's centered. Bruh. What's up, Shah? Well, that's obnoxious. Well, CHAT is cat in French. Yeah, yeah. Weaponize the legal system, having it turned on them. You're telling me that you want to sit in the chat box? Is that what you're saying? Oh, it's such a good one. It's just like a dad joke. It's a bilingual dad joke, and so it's not worth telling anyone. Because I'm curious who you think. Okay, it's fine. What's up, Shah? Cool. Who weaponized the legal system other than Donald Trump? I didn't make this point at the time, but the fact that Letitia James ran on catching Trump on something doesn't mean that once she, like, even if that meant, like, if an attorney general saying that would be weaponizing the justice system, then just the fact that she ran on it does not mean that when she did it, it was weaponizing the justice system. Copy, paste it? Aha, yes. Perfect. No. Unfortunately, that one was lost to time. My first debate was lost to time because I didn't realize you had to upload VODs. Or you had to turn on VODs. I thought my Twitch was already doing it. It was like the first night that I was really doing Twitch. And I'm already starting to forget what that debate was about. Oh no, I remember. The highlight of that one was when I pushed him on why he hated Jewish people, and since he was only typing at the time, I was like, and I'm just gonna give you fair warning. I don't think you can come up with anything that would apply to an entire ethnic group. And he was like, okay, fair. Well, it's not. I don't hate the ethnic group. I don't even hate the religious group. I just hate people who practice the Torah. And I was like, okay, what's the difference between that and the Bible and Christians? He's like, well, Christians have good values. I'm like, okay, so now you're judging one group on a text and another group on their values. I could tell you, I know Christians that don't have good values. Oh, who's this? Corvo Bianco Nero, the better legal system. Roman law is greater than common law. Gotta tell you, I don't know much about Roman law. And I imagine there were several different kinds of Roman law. But sure, I'm curious what you mean. Anyway, when I started pointing out, I ended up asking him, like, what do you dislike in the Torah that you wouldn't find in the Bible? And I mentioned a couple things that are in the Bible, and I mentioned slavery. And he said, oh, you want to play that game? Who owned the slave ships? And first I said, I'm going to own my brand and say, I don't know. And I'm totally fine with owning that I don't know something. Do you have a good resource to tell me? And he said, it was the Jews. And I was like, no. I asked for a resource. But while you're finding a resource, I don't know that it matters, because who bought those slaves? Uh-oh, my audio is messing up. I have to do an audio reset in just a second. Right, that's... Judges are there just to apply existing statutes without making stuff up. That, Corvo Bianco Nero, do you have any legal education? I'm going to reset the audio. You're welcome to tell me one. Student, if you disagree with them, I take it you're not a fan of facts, and you must not know many of them, so you are welcome to try. I'm not going to stick around for long, but I mean, you do your best one. Give me your best shot. You want to do the one where I directly address what you believe? Yeah, that one. You believe in gender? Yeah, you do? You don't want to do that one, or no, you don't believe in it? You're a law student. I assume 1L? Dude, it's December. Okay. How do you not know how the judicial system works yet? Should men ever be... Because, I mean, I would be interested to hear what you mean by that, but, like, just... I'm going to pause this for a second because I need to pay attention to it. Maybe there's something in that I don't understand that you could explain, but it doesn't make any sense to me that judges would be able to apply statutes without adding stuff, because that's literally what judges do. Because a law can't account for every possible circumstance that the law would apply to. And that's why judges have to come up with tests to determine whether something is like... a great example is the First Amendment. It says the Congress shall make no law concerning religion, or a religion, or a state religion. I don't remember my word for word First Amendment. But then a judge has to look at that and go, well, what does concerning mean? How do I tell if a law is concerning religion? So you have to make a test. Well, I didn't say you were baiting. I don't assume you're baiting. I'm just wondering what the difference between Roman law and I forget what ours is called. It's descended from British law. I'll be buying my first 5 ounces of fine silver this Friday. Okay. Congratulations on buying silver. If you could enlighten me a little bit more, Corvo, I'd really appreciate it, because I don't know how, because laws can't define every word they use. And even if they did, those definitions would be using words that they wouldn't be defining. So I don't know how a judge wouldn't have to come up with something. And at least in yeah, I don't know. I will resell it to people who don't know better for the phone. All right. Good stuff. Is it wrong for men to be effeminate? Is it wrong for men to be effeminate? Is there anything wrong with men wearing dresses? You're cool with men wearing dresses then? Why are you scared? Why don't you want to tell me about men in dresses? You can just say it's fine for men to wear dresses. Hmm. Um. I'm sorry. Do men not exist? Do dresses not exist? I'm gonna put this away for now. Oh,
Which
he's
of those two
very
things are you
very
saying
rude.
is not real? The men or the dresses?
Last Thursday, the guy that I talked to who was like farther right than MAGA, he and I talked for like
Because if you don't
5.5
believe men
hours,
exist
and it
and
was
you
a
don't believe the
pleasant
dresses exist,
conversation
I'm
the
not
entire
sure
time.
you should be calling other people
Except
out.
maybe a little bit in like our abortion debate toward the end, got a little bit contentious. But for the most part, like I mean, even then, we were getting along just fine.
Indefinite patterns. So there's no such thing as a dress? Like, it describes a thing that cannot be bound by a definition? Is that what you're saying? So you don't believe there's an objective definition of a man at all? Okay, should men wear dresses that aren't kilts? Sounds like you think dresses exist,
It depends on what you mean, Corvo.
which makes
like
your whole Santa argument nil.
there is no civil code throughout the entirety of the United. Well, there is no civil code that is shared between the states, but when it comes to federal law that applies to federal actions in any one of the states, then it's unified everywhere. And even then, I guess it's not because different appellate courts have different
But
standards
more importantly,
for
I'm more
certain
interested in the
things.
question: is there no definition for men?
Contentious
Anything
is
you
like we're butting heads on an issue. We're having a contest. It's not even clear what a person is.
Words have no meaning. Oh boy, that's good. I'm gonna take it from your desire not to answer the question of whether men should be effeminate or whether men should wear dresses. Just completely avoiding those questions. I'm gonna take it that you think there are things that men should and shouldn't do, and it's starting to look like you believe that gender is real. I mean, you're the one who hasn't really made a coherent point yet. Your argument has boiled down to words have no meaning. That's the best you've got. Yeah, you're being bad faith. You're running scared. You're saying that words have no meaning because you don't want to say that gender's real. So would you rather say that gender's real or that there is no definition for what a man is? Which one is it? It looks to me like you've got two paths here, and I don't think you won either one. Okay, explain what you mean by that, gender theorists. They think it is a flexible concept. That doesn't mean they don't think it's real.
Yes, in our system,
I'd love to hear how you would phrase.
judges look to previous decisions to determine. I mean, they look at holding decisions. It's the word I'm thinking of. Dang it, I can't remember my freaking terminology. Binding. That's the word I was looking for. Like they look to binding decisions. So if a judge is on the same level as the judge making the decision, then the other judge's ruling is not binding unless it's in the same case, if I remember correctly. But if it goes to an appellate judge and the appellate judge makes a decision, then all the courts under the appellate judge now have to apply the logic used by the appellate judge. And not all cases go up to the Supreme Court, so that's why we end up with differences in different circuits of the appellate courts. There's an intermediary level. There's the Court of Original Jurisdiction, and then there's the appellate courts, the circuit courts. Then there's the Supreme Court. So if your case goes from district court to the circuit, and the appellate court makes a decision, those cases don't always go up to the Supreme Court, but the decisions that were made at the circuit court are binding on all the district courts underneath them. We have 13 circuit courts. Ask your political leanings. I would consider myself a democratic socialist. And you like that better, Corvo? Because as I pointed out, like, judges have to determine what the written law means. And that's why here the judges are creating judicial precedent to say what the written law means. And that gives litigants expectations, like reasonable expectations of how the law will be applied to their facts. But in a case where a judge decides on their own every single time based on how the law is written, then there's no sense of expectations. Corvo, I don't think it's easier to understand the outcomes. I think then it just comes down to individual judge preference.
What gender theorists think gender is. Yeah, you tell me what they think it is. Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to see what you think they think it is. Uh-huh. Like money, right? Is money not real? I think you're confusing what is real for what is tangible. Intangible things are real. Not all intangible things, but some intangible things are real. Like what? An idea. Ideas exist. Thoughts exist. Nationalities exist. Names. Oh my god. Names exist. Have you ever thought that maybe you might be wrong about things? I have. I'm no nothing attorney. I know nothing. I just have a high degree of confidence in things. It's okay to be wrong about stuff. You can change your mind. Then you wouldn't have to go through this and me showing you how you're wrong about literally everything you say. And also, this doesn't have to be contentious. I had, like, let's see, last Saturday, I had a conversation for multiple hours with a self-defined Nazi. Thursday night, I talked for 5.5 hours with a guy who was farther right than MAGA, doesn't call himself a Nazi. We had great conversations. This doesn't have to be like a hissing contest.
Corver, you let me know
Well,
if you want
that
to
is
come up in
consistent with your
the
flawed logic, this whole
Discord to
conversation.
discuss anything.
You don't seem to have a good grasp on reality.
Nothing's real. Persons don't exist.
Then maybe you should answer some questions if you're not afraid. You just don't want to admit that you believe in something. I know you believe in it.
Good morning, Corvo.
You realized where the argument was going, and then you're like, well, shit, I do think that's a thing. I don't want to say it's a thing, though. Congratulations, you do have enough wherewithal in your mind to understand where the argument was going. Way to go. You're bad at theory of mind. Yeah, I don't know how you think you can justify the phrase, you're just wrong, when you refuse to answer questions about what your beliefs are. You could demonstrate it by showing me your epistemology, walking through the steps of defining things and figuring out what is what, but you don't want to do that. You'd rather rely on words don't mean anything. And I'm pretty sure you don't believe words don't mean anything. So should men wear dresses? Is there anything wrong with that? Should men wear lipstick? How many different definitions of lipstick are there? You sound stuck on stupid culture war issues. That's really what it sounds like. You jumped into a stream. You jumped into a stream to be pissy about culture war issues. That seems to be your problem.
No, he was raging. He was so
You're
mad.
stuck on culture war issues, so that makes me have an idiotic theory of mind?
I mean, I like to think when I'm listening to debates, I'm able to pick out when
Okay,
somebody
so
is
there's
rage
other words that you
baiting.
want, not, like, try
I
to
think
steal
this
the
guy
thing from
actually
election?
thinks he's onto something.
So I have an idiotic theory of mind? Oh, no, don't run away! Oh, poor baby. Pobrecito.
And
Yeah, run and hide. It's like your tail.
exeunt X and F.
Go to bed feeling bad.
So that was 26 minutes? Man, didn't feel that long. How much actual content was in there? All right. So let's put this one away and open. Opening DaVinci. You know what? I love you loving dresses as a man. As a man, I love you loving dresses as a man. I mean, yeah, it's not that long, especially like with what streaming is like. But when trying to make videos out of that content. Untitled project. Let me call this. How do I want to fit this in here? Guess that's just what it's going to look like unless I want to put a banner under it or something. Man. It's like a man inside a man inside a man. Manception. Okay, so I need a file. What? What? What's happening? This looks weird. There we go. I'm going to need a text-to-speech program. Man inside a man inside a man. That's right. All PG. Compared to the law here, they can't. Can't what? Oh, if you go to trial in a common law system, the judge can theoretically judge differently than previous cases while interpreting, right? Yes. The trial judge can rule differently, but in every situation they do, their legitimacy as a judge is on the line. Um, if they go completely against what the appellate court has said the test to be, then they know they're just going to get shut down in the appeals court. Um, so it's not a good idea as a judge to do that. You don't want a record of being overturned over and over and over again. But you can, as the trial judge, say, these facts are not what the appellate court had in mind when they made their test. And so, in the interest of law, or in the interest of justice, I'm going to hold in the opposite of how the test would apply, uh, because I think that's what the appellate court would do in this case. Then, when it gets appealed and the appellate court looks at it, they're going to be looking at the judge's determination to be like, is this a situation where the law is not the original test is not meant to apply that same way? Most trial judges still won't do that. That will generally be on the litigants to appeal and argue that that shouldn't be the case. And then the appellate court will look at it and say, yes, this is a different situation, so a different test should apply, or we need a new test. Yeah, thank you, Aliana. Thank you, both of you. Hey, y'all are really helping me get to affiliate by having two viewers in here. I appreciate that. 11 labs, best quality. Okay. The judges just apply it there and can't decide on their own. Well, how do they apply it without deciding on their own? They are deciding on their own when they do that. They are applying, like, if in the US, like as an example, the Constitution says the Congress shall make no law concerning religion. How does the judge apply that without determining what concerning religion means? And then in every single case, you have to have the judge going, does this concern religion? Does this concern religion? I don't have a basis for determining that. I just have to figure it out on my own. Hello? Oh, okay. Come on, 11 Labs. Come on. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Oh, I like dark format. Excuse me. Here the code is everything and the interpretation. Yeah, I'm talking about the Constitution, which is law that the judge has to apply. What? How did you hear about 11 Labs? Content business. I wouldn't call myself a business. I don't make any money yet. I'm a creator. Sure. And hey, if y'all want to learn some contentious or some not contentious unorthodox views on the Constitution, you're welcome to look at my first YouTube video. It's in the channel description. It's about how the states can and should use a constitutional convention, which is described in the Constitution, to undo the entire federal government and make a new, better one. There's also just some fun little bits in there. Like I have a section that goes over all the evidence, not all the evidence, but a lot of the evidence about how Trump's team knew that. I don't know if y'all know anything about this, not being from America, but on January 6, 2021, Trump tried to get his vice president to choose fraudulent votes to elect him president. And all of Trump's team were like, they're alternate votes. They're alternate votes. And I compiled a bunch of the evidence about how his people knew they were fake votes and they were not legitimate votes. And they called them fake and all that in there. That's about minute 3 of my video. We don't have a constitutional court. I was just using our constitutional law as an example of like the type of law that you would need to interpret. Like how does Texas just define manslaughter? Well, sure, but you're describing the type of law and how it would be applied. I'm just talking about how text is handled. Like law would still be written down and have to be interpreted by the judge. So I'm trying to think of a different example. Oh my gosh, what is the? Here, let's look at it together. So you have binding court decisions also. So maybe we can look at a better example. So like we're looking at the penal code. Um, Sudden passion arising from adequate cause. I mean, that's a very little difference, Corvo. Like in Texas, all of the Texas courts are centralized. And then on the federal level, all of the federal courts are centralized. If a jury finds a defendant guilty of murder, but also finds that a defendant acted in sudden passion when the murder was committed, the murder charge is mitigated from a first-degree felony to a second-degree felony. I mean, this would be done by a criminal trial, so maybe that's not good because the juries would determine the facts in that case, not the judge. I mean, hey, we have an AI up here. Corvo, can I ask what country you're in? In Char. Well, that would explain why you're applying Roman law. Um, what are your preferred pronouns, Corvo? I don't want to misgender you when talking to the AI. Too many lawyers in Italy? What's going on in Italy? What's the deal with that? Every law student that graduates tried to do that. They try to become a lawyer, so you basically become a slave for some lawyer studios for a few years. Yeah, we call it putting in your time. Yeah. So, what do you want to do then? Are you going to be using your law degree? You're both right, and you're talking past each other slightly. Theoretical difference. Common law. Judges explicitly make law through decisions. Prior court decisions are binding on future courts. Statutes exist, but judicial interpretation of those statutes becomes law itself. Stare decisis. Which means that, I mean, you don't need Latin from me. Roman law tradition. Comprehensive codes are supposed to contain all the law. Judges apply the code, not make law. Prior decisions are persuasive, but not technically binding. The code is the authority, not the judge. No, nothing is correct. Judges in civil law systems absolutely do interpret when Article 2043 of the Codice Civil say someone must pay for danno ingiusto. A judge must decide what counts as unjust. That's interpretation. Words don't apply themselves. Corvo is correct. The framing is different. Italian judges present their decisions as discovering what the code already meant, not creating new law. And crucially, that decision doesn't bind the next judge. Yeah, dude, that sounds less certain. Litigants can't know what to expect. Do you need a law degree to become policeman in Italy? Can a judge's interpretation become binding law? Yes, explicitly. Technically, no, but in practice, high court decisions are very influential. What does a lawyer cite in argument? Cases, cases, cases. Code articles first, doctrine second, cases third. Where do you look to find the law? Statute plus all the cases interpreting it, the code. And scholarly treatises. Oh, so the scholars make the law. Role of legal scholarship, secondary to cases, co-equal with cases. Wow, that's... Man, I can't imagine. W law degree to be a cop. Yeah, I agree. I wish there was some kind of standard of education to become a cop in America. That's so fascinating. So when you try to figure out like a fact pattern, you don't like go reading case after case after case after case. Do you? Is that what you would do? Okay. Now I need hear from a video game character. What? Um I guess just narrate a story. No, I don't want you to read that.
In a
much.
quiet village.
No, stop.
Where the
Stop. I don't want this. Okay, I need their chat history. So, to be honest, I was more interested in political science initially, but a law degree opens more doors. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by political science too. I wish I had more background in political science. With me sitting here, like making a channel based on like building a constitution, political science would be very important for that. The American Constitution has many, many problems. Enjoy enjoy being repeatedly wrong on your own. How long is how long does it take to get your law degree there? And is it like a postgraduate study or is it like in an undergrad degree?
Why are Democrats stuck on the same shitty propaganda that already didn't work? Not being a Democrat doesn't preclude you from recognizing that you're typing Democrat talking points that already didn't work. Why is anyone supposed to feel sorry for someone who tried to weaponize the legal system, having it turned on them? I don't use Discord.
I don't know how I feel
Letitia,
about it being read in
James
like a
literally ran on it. Why are your
British
slides full
voice.
of idiotic propaganda then? Nope. Don't believe in it. What part of I don't believe in it makes you
So
think using it as
in
a
American
premise
terms, it's
is
like
going to
undergrad
work?
plus the following
Why
3
are
years
you
of law
dumb?
school.
12456. Do you believe in Santa? No. Do you think Santa had a reindeer named Rudolph? Neither are things to believe in. They're words describing indefinite patterns. Are kilts, dresses?
This makes him sound smarter
People
than he
disagree.
is.
It's not even clear what a person is. You being dumb is your problem.
Can I get like a? I should have done this first.
The world is round, and the
Y'all want to
place...
help me? Y'all want to help me choose a voice for X and F, X and F?
Just trust yourself.
Nope.
As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
The thing always happens that you really believe in, and the belief in a thing makes it happen.
I'm leaning toward Brian so far. Still remember in the first year, one of my professors saying, well, generally law is paper you can clean your ass with without people supporting it. You can clean your ass with without people supporting it. I'm not sure I understand the quote.
Let me tell you what my grandpa told me when I was just 6 years old. Son, always speak the truth.
I think this is a really nice way to just talk naturally together, you know? Talk plainly. Let's give it a shot.
The thing always happens that you really believe in, and the belief in a...
I just love talking about.
I think this is a really nice way to just talk naturally together, you know? Talk plainly. Let's give it a shot.
Oh my gosh, they have so many more.
Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit.
Love all, trust a few, do wrong.
A single rose can be my garden, a single friend my world.
Chris.
The world is round.
Daniel.
Gratitude is riches, complaint is poverty.
Eric.
God has given you one face, and you make your friends show their love in times of trouble, not in happiness.
Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
I like Liam. I'm not trying to be mean to X and F. That's a very reasonable voice to use.
Nature is a mutable cloud.
It is not so important to know everything as to appreciate what we...
We make our own fortunes and we call them fate.
Okay, I'm between Will and Liam, which are both nicknames for William. That if a law isn't enforced, it's worthless, basically. Oh, I see what you mean. Yep. Yeah, like the emoluments clause of the U.S. Constitution, that a president can't accept gifts from a foreign nation. What is anybody going to do about it?
Life isn't about finding yourself.
We make our own fortunes and we call them fate.
Okay, I think I want Will.
Why are Democrats stuck on the same shitty propaganda that already didn't work? Not being a Democrat doesn't preclude you from recognizing that you're typing Democrat talking points that already didn't work. Why is anyone supposed to feel sorry for someone who tried to weaponize the legal system, having it turned on them? I don't use Discord. Letitia, James literally ran on it. Why are your slides full of idiotic propaganda then? Nope, don't believe in it. What part of I don't believe in it makes you think using it as a premise is going to work? Why are you dumb? 12456, do you believe in Santa? No. Do you think Santa had a reindeer named Rudolph? Neither are things to believe in. They're words describing indefinite patterns.
What did he even
Are
mean
kilts
by that?
dresses?
I'm so
People
confused by what he
disagree.
meant by that. Do you believe in Santa? No. Do you think Santa had a reindeer named Rudolph? But I'm like, he's saying he doesn't believe in men? Doesn't think men exist? He doesn't think dresses exist?
It's not even clear what a person is. You being dumb is your problem, not mine. You asked a question. I answered it. That's it. Even gender theorists don't think gender is real, you idiot. Literally, the morons that give each other credentials in gender studies don't think it's real. Social construct. Correct. Money isn't real. Like what? So far, I'm not seeing any error in thinking you're an idiot. Maybe when I say I don't believe in something, don't ask me questions that presume the opposite. You're just wrong. You're bad at theory of mind. You don't understand because you're dumb and keep insisting falsehoods. I reject your idiotic premise. I'm not stuck on stupid culture war issues. Thus, your idiotic theory of mind enjoy being repeatedly wrong on your own.
Okay. Do I download this? Can I? There we go. He did love the word idiot. It's like the scope of his mind is kind of limited in a way. Okay. I need oh man, I can't wait to get like more like debates more frequently. I'm waiting for that day. I've been up for like what? Like mid-October, early October. And I spent like a month and a half working on that video that's on my YouTube channel. And it's only after I finished that I started simulcasting to Twitch. And it's only once I started getting on Twitch that people started coming in. And that was 2 weekends ago. So 2 weekends ago, and I've had 3 debates so far. What do I think about what? How are you? How am I? Which is why when people tell me human rights are not politics. Oh, yeah. Somehow I missed that one, man. Which is why when people tell me human rights are not politics, it's not... when people say anything is not politics, it's confusing to me. I'm like, everything is politics. Politics is just how people decide on things to hold each other to. That's politics. So everything is politics. Even things that aren't politics are politics because it was a political decision to not make it political. Everything is politics. Which is like, I've completely cut out my ex-in-laws after the November election. I had a conversation, like I guess that was more than a year ago now. After the election a year ago, I had a conversation with my daughter's grandma, and she was like, I can't believe you're doing this over politics. And I was like, I'm not. You are. You have politicized decency. Everything is political. Come on. There we go. It's still not lined up. Need to line it up better. No. No. There we go. Oh, I don't have DaVinci up. DaVinci. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. Work is stressful. Work is very, very, very stressful. And that kind of burns me out all the time. But I have a since I left the X, I have developed a network of found family that is very supportive, and I love them very much, and I can lean on them for anything. And I finally started something that I thought was very important to do. This channel hasn't taken off anywhere yet, but I just keep working at it. I got very frustrated after the 2020 election. I was like, dude, you spent that whole last administration thinking you could do something and you never did anything. And then when the last year's election came and went, I just kind of gave up. I was like, there's no point in anything anymore. And then things got so bad during the summer that I was like, I have to do something. Like, I can't sit here and wait. Otherwise, like, I'm just letting it happen to me. I'm letting it happen to my daughter's future. So I have to do something. So I started doing it, and I made a 28-minute video. I've never made a video before, and I made that 28-minute video. I'm very proud of it. I think I did a really good job. And then I have a date tomorrow, so everything's exciting. Like, life's exciting. Work is just stressful. I'm good. Everything's on fire. Yeah, it's like I go in for work and I'm like, okay, I've got these things laid out that I want to do. And then it's like, Austin, I need you to do this right now. And somebody else is like, Austin, I need you to do this right now. And they're like, why aren't you paying attention to my thing? And I'm like, somebody else said they needed a thing. And like, now I have two people's things. And then somebody else is like, why didn't you do that thing that would take you no time to do? And I'm like, because I'm literally like, I'm working till 9 o'clock to like just get things done. I like the emergency things. So I can't even do the small things. I don't have the capability to do it. And some things kind of just get set aside and it stinks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very excited. She seems great in messages. You know what? I started using Claude as an AI assistant and it vastly improved my life. I mean, that's another thing that's exciting is I lost 100 pounds and a large part of it was using an AI assistant to help me keep track of the things that I need to be doing throughout the day to take care of myself. Because another part of the problem is like I have ADHD, like my ADHD is really bad and like I just can't manage my own life. Yeah, it's amazing. And I also used it to just be like problem solve in the minute, in the moment. And like I'm just like I'm crashing out. I'm really wanting like my guilty pleasure like s'mores Pop-Tarts. I really want s'mores Pop-Tarts right now, and I could just walk to the 7-Eleven and get s'mores Pop-Tarts. And like I talk to the AI coach and be like, how do I manage this mental thing that I'm dealing with right now? AI is terrible. AI is awful. I hate AI, but AI is a reality, and that is why we use AI on this channel. As we're talking, like I like to look for opportunities to talk about using AI ethically and responsibly, because a lot of people these days are using it as a search engine, and it is absolutely not a search engine. I mean, I think our biggest problem in the world right now is the internet. The internet is a massive, massive problem. The biggest problem with the internet is our brains have not developed to have access to infinite information. And now we have access to infinite information, and people don't know how to handle that. And where we used to accept that we don't know things, and this is the premise, this is exactly the premise of this channel, by the way, at least the brand of the channel. People used to accept that they didn't know things, and they would rely on experts because they knew they didn't know things. They would say like, I have no capacity for knowing about climate science. I will listen to people who spend their lives researching that and listen to them because they're the only ones who know about it. I have no way of knowing about it. And then the internet comes along and suddenly people are like, I know something about everything. I am knowledgeable about every subject and I need to have an opinion on every single subject. But they still are doing the same thing. They're relying on what other people say, but they think it's their own opinion because they're repeating something somebody else said that they like. And now we have a broad attack on expertise, on science, on academia, on education. And that's wild. And I don't think it's just in America that that's happening. And then the other problem, and I know it's not America where this is happening, is birth rates are falling everywhere. And as far as I'm aware, studies have shown that making it more financially viable to have children is only a short-term solution, and then it levels back out to where it was. And so what that tells me is there's a major social issue going on. And the social issue is people becoming more and more isolated onto the internet. And they are not interacting with people who are not like them. And they are not interacting with people face to face. All interactions are moderated to some degree because you can sit there and think about what you want to say, and you can't do that in real life. So people don't know how to interact with other people normally, and it becomes a very anxiety-inducing situation. And I know I'm an anxious person, and we haven't figured out how to handle that, and I don't know if we have the capacity as a species to handle that. So I'm left not knowing what to do. I don't know a solution for it. It's a mentality change, but like if you get down to it, like religious people have a mandate from their religion to make more people to spread their religion. And before that became the predominant way to motivate people to have children, it was because you needed hands on deck to handle the family business, to handle the family farm. You needed other people, and the best way to have other people was to make them. And so we had motivators to make more people. And we have motivators, if you look at it from the religious context. Those people are still making children. There needs to be a mentality shift again to say, like, what do we as a society need more people for that aren't religious purposes or labor purposes? And I think, I'm a dad myself. I think there are valuable reasons for having children. And I do think a major part of it is that life is just hard, and we have made it unreasonably difficult. And life has always been hard, but having children used to be a way to manage that, especially for moms, because it used to be that women were just isolated in the home, and then what are you going to do but make people to keep you company? That's why women did it for so long. That's a major reason why. I'm not going to say I know every reason why parents have children. Not educated enough for this convo? What do you mean? You're on the internet. Ironically, Rome had this problem too. The elite stopped making children. I'm curious about that. I feel like it's only the elite to the degree that the non-elite are not sex educated, and they don't have easily viable options for like terminating a pregnancy. But if we just let population decline, it's going to cause major economic harm, and at least until we figure out how we're going to manage society with fewer people, then I don't think we can just let it drop off. Aliana, I am proud to say that I don't know things. I don't know what I'm talking about. If we want to look into something together, I am perfectly happy to do that on this channel. That is what I do. I don't proclaim to know anything. I just have a high degree of confidence in some things, and things like this, I don't have a high degree of confidence in. So I'm happy to look into anything you want to look into. We can look into it together. I do need to get off soon. I have to put my kid to bed. Hey, Laura, it's bedtime soon. Okay. Well, first things first. Should probably get rid of this until it's my timestamp 1:11. Hour and 11 minutes in. Let's zoom out. Doesn't seem right. Hour 11. There's an hour. Oh, what? No, that's me being gone. Oh, this is the 3-hour version because YouTube kept running. Okay. So it starts at 1. So I need to go to 2, then go to 11. Okay, I think he's about to come up. What's up? I don't know how to pronounce that. Ixnuf. All right, there we are. Propaganda. No. What have I done? Okay. This is the right key. There we go. Delete. Okay. Failed, so thank God for that. I would love you to demonstrate anything. You got Discord? Hop on up in voice chat. All right, that was the guy who came afterwards, and I think he was being a troll. Okay. Ironically, it's similar reasons to now the elite lifestyle discouraged having children. Abortion was available. Women gained more rights. Many people lived in cities. And another different thing is that child mortality was also high. Well, that's not good. I don't think people don't have children because of strict economies either. In Poland, the state offered a lot of bonuses for people wanting them and tax breaks for young people. But if there is no belief in the future, no matter how good things are, now people are scared of having more. That's true. When the ex got pregnant with Lore, I was terrified. And that was before any of the crazy political stuff happened. I was terrified because of climate change. I was like, is there even a world to raise this child in? and that it still sucks. I don't know the answer to that. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ixnuf.
Why are Democrats stuck on the same shitty propaganda that
What's up?
already didn't work?
Huh? You're hungry? Oh my gosh, the groceries are out on the front porch and all the ice cream melted. Oh no, I hate having ADHD. Well, I guess that means it's time for me to call it, guys. We got groceries on the porch, and I got a kid who needs to go to bed and is hungry. Oh, Aliana, a Discord command. I haven't set up any commands. I don't know how to do that. And if you could tell me how to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. If you could tell me while I'm doing my sign off. Now you'll get the usual sign off. Also, please follow. I would love to see you guys here again and join the Discord and be part of conversations. It's still a growing community, so I could use regular members. I'm Know Nothing Attorney. I know nothing, so you can too. Because it's only in embracing that we know nothing that we can learn anything. And I would love to learn with you guys. And as always, I'm proud of you. I don't need to know you for that to be real. You deserve to hear it. Because life is hard. It's always been hard, and it always will be hard. And the way you face each and every day, the way you do, is remarkable. So stay remarkable. And I'll see you next time. Thank you, Aliana. Maybe you could be my first mod. Okay. Proud of you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Y'all have a good night.